Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a piece of technology that isn't just an upgrade. It's something that fundamentally challenges our relationship with reality itself. And, it's forcing us to ask some pretty tough questions.
And this right here, this is the central question of our whole discussion, posed by researcher Professor Zaza Tsotniashvili. We're not just talking about cool new AI pictures. We're talking about the very idea of what we trust when we see it with our own two eyes.
So, what is it? What's the catalyst for this huge societal question? What piece of tech is pushing us right to the edge?
Well, it's called Nano Banana 2. It's a new image generation model from Google. But to really get a grip on its impact, we kind of need to see how we even got here.
Okay, so what's really wild about this is just how fast everything is moving. Back in August, the first Nano Banana became this viral thing. Then, just a few months later, in November, the Pro version drops and suddenly gives users this incredible studio-level creative control. And now, today, we're looking at the culmination of both of those things.
So here's the absolute crucial point. Nano Banana 2 basically collapses a trade-off that has always existed in AI generation. For the longest time, you had to choose. Did you want high quality or did you want high speed? You couldn't really have both. This model promises the best of both worlds, all that deep knowledge and fine-tuned control of the Pro model, but delivered at what they're calling flash speed.
So, what does that actually mean? What can you do when you combine that level of power with that kind of speed? Let's break down exactly what this thing is capable of.
Okay, so from a high level, the model really delivers on 5 key areas. It's got a deep understanding of the world, it can handle text with amazing precision, it keeps characters and objects consistent, it follows your instructions to a T, and it creates stuff that's ready to be used in actual production.
Let's start with this idea of advanced world knowledge. This is a huge deal because we're moving away from just making up pretty, random pictures. The model is actually powered by real-time web search. So what does that mean? It means it can create visuals that are factually grounded. Think about creating a detailed infographic about the water cycle on the fly, or even taking a picture of a sign and having the AI accurately localize it into another language, like Hindi, because it actually understands the context.
Now for what might just be the biggest leap forward in creative control, subject consistency. Anyone who's ever tried to create a story with these tools knows the frustration, right? A character's face, their clothes, it would just change from one image to the next. Well, Nano Banana 2 seems to solve this, keeping the look of up to 5 distinct characters totally consistent in a single go.
And that control goes even further. It's not just about people. The model can maintain the appearance of up to 14 different objects. And that is a complete game changer for anyone trying to build a visual narrative or, say, storyboard a really complex idea. So yeah, the technology is incredibly impressive. It gives creators tools we could only dream of a year ago. But that same power is exactly what forces us back to that central, difficult question. As experts like Professor Tsotniashvili argue, these capabilities are so good, they fundamentally challenge our entire media landscape, and maybe even our shared sense of what's real.
And this brings us to a really important concept, hyper-verisimilitude. It's a fancy term, but the idea is simple. It's when AI-generated stuff becomes so photorealistic, so perfectly convincing, that you literally cannot distinguish it from a real photo or video. And the risk here is huge, the potential erosion of a common shared truth.
And here's exactly how that risk could play out. You see, the stated, totally harmless use cases, they all have a potential dark side. The ability to make custom greeting cards could easily be used for personalized disinformation campaigns. The power to create amazing marketing mock-ups could be turned to generate hyper-realistic propaganda. And even something as simple as localized signage could create what are called asymmetric information environments, where different groups are shown different, totally conflicting realities.
So, if we can no longer trust our own eyes, what do we trust? The answer isn't about stopping the tech. That's not going to happen. It's about evolving our methods for figuring out what's authentic. We have to move past simply trying to detect AI and move towards something much more robust. To really get this shift, let's compare the old way with the new way. The old approach was all about AI detection, a simple yes or no question, is this AI made? But as the models get better and better, that's just a losing game. The new standard is AI attribution, and it asks a much more useful set of questions. Who made this image? What tool did they use? What was the original prompt? It's all about establishing a clear history, a provenance.
So how is that provenance trail actually built?
Well,
It starts with technology like SynthID, which bakes an imperceptible digital watermark right into the pixels of a generated image. That is then coupled with something called C2PA content credentials, which act like a nutrition label for media, providing a standardized way for anyone to see an image's origin and history. You put them together, and you get a full, contextual picture.
And look, this isn't just some theoretical idea for the future. It is already being deployed at a massive scale. According to the source material, the SynthID verification feature has been used over 20 million times in Google's Gemini app just since it launched a few months ago. This shift toward attribution, it's already well underway.
Which leaves us with one final thought to chew on. As we plunge headfirst into this new era of hyper-realistic generated media, maybe the future of trust isn't really about believing what we see with our own eyes anymore. Maybe, just maybe, it's about shifting our focus entirely to what we can independently and transparently verify.